Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Forza Motorsport 7, where we're on the Domination Cup. Finally onto regular races for this one. What are we going to choose? There's the Sport Touring, which might be interesting. I haven't done any off-road vehicles, which is interesting because I tend to spend way too much time off-road. Forza GT, I don't think is... I'm gonna do that one. I believe I only need to do 4 of these, and I've got 9 choices. So, yeah, the Forza GT, I'm gonna skip. Muscle cars could be interesting. Supercars could be interesting. I might want to do the Mazda Cup Spec. I don't think I'd be interested in the early Sport Touring or the Formula 70s, but I might do the Vintage Racing. So that limits it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have to remove one of these. But I suppose let's start off with the Sport Touring.
These cars came alive at top-secret laboratories, backed by in-house tuners who pushed the limits of their motorsport know-how. For most car companies, these creations are the fastest cars they can make.
Okay. Shall we go with the 2015 Dodge Challenger?
It's gonna get dark out there soon. Be careful around the turns.
I mean, that second part is probably good recommendation for any specific race. It doesn't even matter if it's night or not. Alright, let's give this one a go. Alright, so it begins, first turn is to the left. Excuse me, thank you. Alright, that wasn't so bad at all. Excuse me. You seem to be driving on the grass well enough, whoever you are in the yellow car. Alright. And now, we got the first place driver a little bit farther ahead than I'd like. And this track is very, very narrow. No. See, I would like to have a little bit more room in regards to my turns. But this track is not going to be providing that. Or at least it definitely doesn't seem like it's going to be providing that. I still have about probably 1.5 laps to catch up with this first place driver, which is... not much, considering how far ahead he is, while also maintaining his lead. Although I suppose the first lap isn't over yet, so I shouldn't really start discounting my efforts too soon. There. Not particularly good turn, I suppose, but I highly doubt I would be able to do that much better without a bunch of retries in a row. Alright, but I am kind of sort of catching up. No, he's pulling away. So, I guess definitely in the kind of sort of range. No. I needed to come to a much more complete stop. Like part of me like is hoping. There we go. I mean, that's not clean racing, but it definitely gets the job done. Although I can see the second place driver's headlights every now and then. So I'm definitely not in a position of safety. I'm definitely not holding my position too long at this rate. Okay, they're a little bit farther behind. That's good. All right. Almost done with the first race. First place is not a bad way to start off a set. Especially considering whoever was in first place has likely been knocked back a few spots due to my tomfoolery. Which technically worked, so at the very least there's that. And the first race is over. Alright, on to track number 2. Hopefully I don't have to resort to such extreme measures to succeed, but I know I'll resort to them, especially considering my own skill at this game isn't enough. I feel like above average Drivatar difficulty, where I'm at right now, might be where I'm going to be settling in for the rest of the game. Especially since the game hasn't necessarily been advising me to worry about raising the difficulty. Or lower the difficulty, so I suppose there's at least that. Also, I haven't... Okay, we're turning to the right. Excuse me. Coming through. Oh, you sneaky, sneaky... Alright. That's not a bad start to a race. Although it was convenient that I was able to utilize that kind of straightaway in between all of the cars as a means to quickly kind of jump ahead. And now I can spend the rest of the race just trying to make clean, positive turns. It's a nice, pleasant course, I gotta say. Though a lot of really tight loops. And also a little bit on the narrow side. Yeah, just barely enough room for two cars to be driving side by side. Alright, so I didn't really lose the... Like, it feels like some of these turns where I'm slowing down a little bit in order to try to compensate for the fact that they are very tight. It feels like I'm losing or about to lose ground because I'm going too slow. But at the same time, anytime I look back, it's not exactly like people have caught up that much. So I'm still relatively safe. And with one lap to go, I feel as though I'm in a relatively comfortable lead. Which I suppose I could use this time instead of worrying about this course turning. We can talk a little bit about the fact that this game is at this current moment has progressed past its end of life. And by current moment, I mean when this video is out, as I am clearly playing this game online now, with online connectivity now. The fact that, like, this game is no longer available for digital sale because of its expired licenses is interesting. Like, it's something that I've noticed be an issue in regards to music. Like, the video game Alan Wake was removed from stores due to issues with its licensing for music. Which is interesting because you could turn off the licensed music. I believe you can turn off the licensed music in that game. I know you can do that in Control. But largely the licensed music in Alan Wake only kind of played when you were near a radio or in between episodes. Like, you couldn't be able to... Like, if you removed the licenses for the vehicles in Forza, like, they would have to completely redo all of the car models because they can't have it based on the actual existing cars anymore. And, oh, yep, I did definitely traded some paint there. But I suppose my question is there like a reason why they couldn't acquire said licenses at such a degree that allows them to maintain it without actually having to renew or re-up said licenses? And also, is there a reason why Microsoft is choosing, or the company is electing not to renew the agreement, and would rather just have the game removed from the store entirely? Either way, first turn is to the left. Oh yeah, it's this course. Yeah, you've got the tight, sharp left turn. Wow! Oh my gosh. Okay, I clearly wasn't paying attention to how close that turn was getting. Excuse me. Nope, that did not work. This will work. There we go. Okay, yeah, I've got to avoid running into that specific barrier at the end of the corner there because it is not one that can be easily be bounced back from. There, almost hit it. That would have been problematic. Again, complete full stop with those barriers. I don't know what they do to my... Wow, that is probably the first glancing blow I've had off of that to my inertia, but it just disappears. And we're in 6th place, unfortunately. Excuse me. Oh my God. That was not a particularly good turn, but it got the job done. All right, now back to... I was hoping to maybe crash into, I was hoping to crash. Is probably not a good sentence to be using while playing a racing game. Especially one that's... Like, for as arcadey as I play it, I was hoping to crash is not exactly a tactical... Alright. Passed you by, we're in 4th place, we got about 1 1/4 or 1 1/3. Good enough. We didn't need that corner of the car anyway. It's overrated. That specific corner of the vehicle was slowing me down, really. So was that one. Alright, 3rd place. My apologies to the mechanic who has to fix this car after the race is done. And to any owners of a Dodge Challenger who are looking at me abusing their baby. I clearly should not be allowed to drive this car on a race course. Or probably any car. I don't think I'm particularly ready at this moment. Imagine if that was an issue. Like, imagine if you actually had to pay to get your car repaired between races. Like, having rewind as a feature would not make up for the fact that my cars are constantly getting abused. And my fines for repairs would just go through the roof. Like, I wouldn't even be able to afford the cars to race them. Okay. That technically worked. Alright. I think that wasn't a bad turn there. Alright, what track are we at now? 3? 4? I've already lost count. Let's go for the Ferrari, of course. Ah, number 4. And it's raining. That's okay. We'll make do. Also, it's convenient that whoever's been making it for second place hasn't been very consistent. So the disparity between my position and the second place position has actually been growing as the races have been continuing. It hasn't exactly been a close set. This is an interesting little slalom. It's hard to judge exactly how fast or slow I should be taking these turns. I feel as though I should be able to actually take them faster than I am. But at the same time, I don't want my car to skid out, and I have no idea what the hell's going on with the mini-map, as it's kind of all... It's kind of looping around itself. Okay, I might be able to overtake somebody at this turn here. I did say might. No guarantee. And this turn I don't think is sharp enough. Or at the very least, I don't think I'm close enough. Alright. Still, if I end up in third, that's not going to put me in that bad of a position. Oh my, and there's a very sharp turn coming up. Just barely climbed back onto the track after nearly getting shoved out of the way by the current third placeholder. Excellent. And it's starting to rain. Which is okay. It's not a problem. You've just got to hang on for dear life. Try not to get into the grass. Also try not to slow down too much at the same time. Otherwise, we definitely won't be passing this driver by at any point in time. Like, we're gonna definitely have to be relying on that especially bad turn. Not this one, but the one after it. To really kind of hope for any chance to overtake. Though I might actually have a chance, considering how close I got there. So yeah, we'll worry about trying to pass this driver by at the bad turn. We might be able to make it work there. Otherwise, the goal should definitely be clean driving up until then. And just not concern ourselves in regards to where we're... Okay, never mind. We're passing you now. It's a little bit ahead of schedule. No, now you're passing us. That's not what I wanted. Excellent. And the fourth race is done. All right, on to race number 5. All right, this looks pretty straightforward. 5 laps, though. That is a lot of laps. But at 1.5 miles, that's not a lot of race. And it's pretty straightforward track. Let's hang a little bit to the right. No Forza, I do not need to rewind. That was perfect. I just need to hold this position for the next 4.5 laps, and I'm good to go. Though that's always convenient when I get that nice clean start, even, and I suppose I should put quotes around the word clean, considering how much paint has already been chipped off of the hood of this vehicle. But the ability to just kind of like shoot directly to first place, like right from the get-go, is very convenient. Especially when I manage to do that without using any rewinds. When I'm able to do that from the first try. So I suppose the next question that I would ask is what... I'd probably have to check in the assists menu to see what else this game does for you. To see what, like, things I could do to increment the difficulty a little bit higher. I don't know whether I necessarily need to, because it's not exactly like this set of races has been pretty good for me. And so far has been more of an exception than the rule. Especially considering the last set of races that I did underneath the previous cup. I ended up coming in second place. With the final race of that set, I ended up finishing 4th. So the fact that I've managed this set of races, first place for each race, with relatively minimal rewind usage. Like, I think I used rewind towards the beginning with the first race, but I don't remember if it's already been so long. I don't remember if I've used it on any of the other ones, and I want to say I didn't. But at the same time, I might have used it once or twice. Either way, relatively minimal rewind usage. Let's try to make this the rule and not the exception. To succeed... By the way, I haven't even been paying attention to how fast I've been going, because, like, speed is relative in this game. Like, if your car is capable of doing 150 miles per hour, so are theirs. If your car is able to do 80 miles per hour at max, generally, so are theirs. It's an even playing field. So, you never necessarily need to worry about how fast you're going, because it's always going to be the same relative to the other racers. Also, I am really far ahead. Like, really far. Like, absurdly far ahead. And it looks like the maximum speed for this car is 130 miles per hour. So, which is nice, because one of the problems that I've been having with this game is dealing with how faster cars handle, though this car handles pretty well. But once you get to those higher speeds, like I'm talking about it, I'm talking about how well this handles, but I'm also driving at like 60 miles per hour. Of course it's going to handle well. Once I start going up to the 100 mile an hour, the 120, the 150, that's when handling goes out the window. You know, if this went on for like 3 to 5 more laps, I think I would lap the person in last place. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing in that specific track that the AI just can't catch up with. But at the end of that last race, I was a full 15 seconds.
You'll never get better just racing weaker opponents. Now how about challenging yourself by pushing up the difficulty?
I'm going to say no now, and then if I'm offered again, then I'll say yes. That's how I think I'm going to do that. If I'm offered it again, that means my driving is consistent to this particular skill level. In which case, then it makes sense that I would upgrade. But like I said, it's hard to judge because this could very easily be the exception rather than the rule. And the first turn is to the right. Let us sneak. Oh no, the first turn is to the left. And yeah, show those cones who's boss. Now the turn is to the right, I think. Thank you very much. I was a little bit worried in regards to how well I was going to make that particular turn at that point. But luckily, that AI driver came to save the day. That was what he was trying to do, no doubt. Yeah, a perfect turn. All right. 5th place. About 1.5 laps to go. Damn it. No. Ninth place, 10th place. 1 lap to go, or 1.25. That is not how I wanted to finish this race. All right, we got some catching up to do. Okay, we're gonna have to rewind from that one because I tried to do the thing again. Oh. Seventh place? I mean, that'll do for now, but unfortunately 6th is... a little bit farther ahead than I'd like. And 8th is creeping right up behind me. Alright, that's okay. We'll try to manage. I think I've got a good enough lead that I should still be able to maintain first on the podium. And this game wanted me to have higher difficulty. Clearly, I've proven them wrong. No, side view mirror. Also, I have no memory of this track. I don't know if I've just not spent much time here. Nope, stay up, stay on target. Alright. It's this set of really tight, shifty turns. Well... the side view mirror wasn't gone then, it's definitely gone now. And I don't... oh? Excuse me. I did not give you permission to catch up. Yeah, I might have to settle for 6th here. Like I said, this could easily be the exception and not necessarily the rule. My previous success, I mean. Like, I'm glad that Forza noticed I did really well on that last race, but oh my gosh, have I done really poorly on this one. Which should still be okay. And it is. It hasn't held me back.
Excellent driving. Yeah, you deserve
in regards to my place on the podium, and I'm still at like about, what, 6,200 points for the Cup. Which I think will only get problematic if I drop below the 0 mark. The 0 mark. So, like, the next race would has a maximum potential of bringing me up to 10,200, then 14,200, and then 18,200. But if I lose over 200 potential points, then that means I'll have to do another set, or at the very least, the first race of another set. Either way, got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.